when you joined the UFC and started the Sugar Show, as you said, going into Saturday night, is this exactly what you sort of wanted to achieve in your fighting career, doing moments like this, which are one of one?
Hell yeah. This is exactly, looking back, 2017, 2018, I was on the undercard. Well, co-main event of my debut on a not so great card. But yeah, this is what I wanted. Something like this. Obviously, we didn't know the Sphere was even a thing at those times, but I wanted one-of-one kind of moments, and this is it.
You have got to take a look inside the Sphere, I understand, right? So
Wrong, brother. I haven't. I went down to Dana's little office area. They got their idea room and stuff, so that's where I kind of checked out the Sphere.
Okay. So once you did get to see that, you did get an idea of his vision for it, and then maybe this sort of co-headlining with the building itself became a bit more palatable to you?
Hell yeah. Yeah, Dana gave me goosebumps just talking about it. It was talking to Dana about anything off camera. He's the same, kind of just fired up, super inspirational to be around. But yeah, once he kind of showed me his vision of it, how much effort he's put into this, and how much work the UFC and everyone's put into this, it really gives you a different perspective on how crazy of an event this is going to be.
You're also a guy who likes to sort of in-picture moments, right, that you achieve, whether it be a highlight fight finish or something like that. When you view your own walkout in this environment, how excited are you to be able to watch that back after the fight and sort of see that moment?
For me, right now, it's like the Sphere's going to be cool for everyone else, but me, I have this. For me, it's tunnel vision. I'm walking to the cage. I'm doing what I have to do. I'll enjoy the show after. I don't let myself kind of think about all that. So for me, it's going to be, well, we'll see. Maybe it's going to be so crazy I'm going to have no choice but to look around. And I'll look around and take it in, but I'm not thinking about all the extra stuff.
Okay. But moving on to Merab then, I think he's one of those opponents that you sort of know what he's bringing to the table, right? He's going to spam takedowns, he's going to sort of throw a bit recklessly until he gets an opportunity to spam those takedowns. Does that make it easier for you to prepare, or does it make it a bit more dull to prepare for, knowing that you have to just do the same sort of drill again and again?
Preparation, it went great. It's everyone's sparring's just sparring. It is what it is. I enjoy training camp a lot, so it was a good camp, and him having that style is either going to work for him or it's going to get him knocked out, and we get to find out in a few days.
What do you make of Merab as a person, right? I mean, Dana White sort of called him a moron the other day with some of the stuff he puts on social. When you see that stuff on social, do you just see a guy who's trying to build his own brand, or do you see a guy who's making fundamental errors in what he's putting out there?
A little bit of both. Mostly stupidity. I mean, the dude jumped. He didn't know what ice was. He jumped. He didn't know if water got cold and for that cold that it turns to ice. He jumped in ice onto his head. So I mean, that's the person we're talking about.
I kind of going off of that. Merab has said you've not wanted to fight him since 2018. You've said he has a punchable face. They show him on the countdown. He's like watching your fights. He's like, fuck this guy and everything. Is it personal between you, or is it just this kind of been building so much you guys are tired of thinking about each other?
A little bit of both. I think it's definitely became more personal when I knocked Aljo out. So I think that kind of made it a little bit more personal. But then I started questioning their friendship in the first place, because I knocked Aljo out and it's like Merab's turn, but Aljo's like, no, I want a rematch. And I was like, I don't know if these guys are his friend. Then Merab going on and saying, no, I would have fought Aljo if UFC gave me a contract. So I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah.
We heard your coach say, it's hard to find guys that are like you to train with, to prepare for you. Did you have any difficulty finding guys like Merab in terms of his size or his style of fighting?
No, not really. I mean, you're never going to find someone exact for anybody. Everyone's got their own styles, but we were able to find some shorter guys that were able to come in and shoot on me during sparring. So overall, I was very, very, very happy with how sparring went and with how camp went and all.
You also said, cardio doesn't mean anything when you're KO'd in the second round. So is that your official prediction for Saturday, second round knockout?
I mean, could be first, could be second. I could knock out Merab first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth. But I am leaning towards the second a little bit.
We all know that Conor's been the biggest star in the UFC, but should you perform what you think you're going to do on Saturday night, how close do you think you are to getting to that level of star power?
Yeah. I think I'm very close. I think Conor's still got one more big fight in him, because there's a big question mark. What can Conor come back? Can he actually beat Chandler? So I think Conor's got one more huge fight in him. He goes out there and loses his next fight, it'll be like 6 in a row or something. Like it's like it's got to die down eventually. Maybe not. That just tests how big of a star he is. But I would assume he goes out there. If he loses, I'm there. I'm the guy. I'm the number one.
Coming off of that, what do you bring that's unique that Conor doesn't bring? Like, what do you think your appeal is to fans, not just of MMA fans, but fans that are casual fans of the sport?
I bring fights. I fight often, so I think that's what it is right now. Conor was good on the mic. The accent, the words that he chose, he was very good on the mic. Performances, he had a couple good performances, but I'm consistent right now. I'm fighting a lot, so that's what I bring.
Last thing for me, I know there was a time that you talked about boxing. Have you pushed that to the back? Are you still considering one day to get into the boxing ring?
Someday, yeah. Right now, it's not a focus at all. Like Merab's the focus. I have big fights after. I mean, I've said Ilia, I've said Max, there's Umar, there's Figgy. You know, there's a lot of options for me right now that I don't think it's that time. But there will be a time when it's, you know, Conor Floyd was requested by the fans. If I go out there and keep knocking people out, it's gonna be intriguing.
There's a couple guys that have their names in their hat for it to be next. So if you get past Merab, who do you think should be more deserving of a fight, whether it's Figueiredo or Umar Nurmagomedov? What do you think?
I think Umar is more deserving to fight me right now than Merab. I don't really mean that, but Merab's gonna see that and fucking freak out. He has this weird thing against Umar. He got asked about him and he left. He's like, who's Umar? He just doesn't think he's deserving. So I'm sure that'll get clips sent to him and he'll freak out. But as far as who's next, it's definitely not Umar. It could be Figgy. Could be Ilia. There's options. Right now it's pointless. So I got to go out there and take care of Merab, but we got options after.
If it were to be Umar, could you think that would be the closest thing to another Conor Khabib build-up?
Absolutely. I mean, Irish, Russian. I mean, it's there for the big fight.
Last one for me. You mentioned Ilia. Ilia has a big fight with Max Holloway coming up. How do you see that one going at UFC 308?
Honestly, I think Max might piece him up. Ilia is very, very skilled. Ilia is, up there top 3 pound for pound, in my opinion. So, I'm very, very excited for that fight. I haven't been this excited for a fight for a while, so I'm looking forward to that one. But I think Max potentially could piece him up.
Do you think Merab should have to give you back your jacket if you win?
He doesn't have it. He borrowed it because I gave it to him. His nose looks like a fucking coat hanger. I was talking shit to Aljo. That's the thing. You clearly see in the video that I take my jacket off and I put it on the handle. People's like, "Oh, Merab stole your jacket." He didn't steal it. I let him hold it for me. So I still have it.